we are using a Chinese kind of methodology for this filling, but we're applying delicious pecan pie flavors to it. Today we are making a mooncake recipe for Mid-Autumn Festival, which is on September 29th this year. But instead of the traditional Chinese lotus paste or red bean paste, we're actually gonna go kind of Chinese American with this recipe and do a pecan pie mooncake. I love pecans. My dad, pecan pie is his favorite. He has to have it every single Thanksgiving. But Mid-Autumn Festival, you don't often see, while you do see nut mooncake fillings, you definitely don't see like an American filling like this. But a lot of the flavors in the filling are going to be very familiar to you if you've ever made a pecan pie. So delicious toasted pecans, butter, vanilla. We put a little bit of bourbon in there, optional, but highly recommended, and brown sugar. And that is going to really create that delicious, familiar pecan pie vibe. But you know, when you cut into it, you're gonna be like, wow, it's a mooncake. Growing up, I was actually not the biggest fan of mooncakes. So if you think you don't like mooncakes, or you're not like the biggest fan of like lotus paste or red bean paste, give these a try. I think you're really gonna like them.
So first we're going to chop the pecans. You can chop them by hand or pulse them in a food processor. You're looking for no piece to be bigger than the size of a pea and a mix of finer crumbs and chunks. While we're doing that, let's talk about the sponsor of today's video. Did you know that the pecan is actually America's native nut? Whether you say pecans or pecans, most of the pecans you enjoy in America come from Georgia. So Georgia is not only famous for their beautiful peaches, but also for their delicious pecans. They're the biggest producer in the country across the 15 US states where pecans are grown. Pecans are super nuts, chock full of antioxidant vitamins, essential minerals, plant sterols, and flavonoids that all contribute to a healthy diet. I don't know what you guys are thinking, but I'm thinking that these pecan pie mooncakes are kinda healthy. And using pecans is the perfect way to bring together the best of Chinese and American flavors. This pecan pie filled mooncake is the sweet mooncake we'll be celebrating this year's Mid-Autumn Festival with. So now you know where to find them, Georgia grown pecans. Thank you so much to Georgia Pecans for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to the recipe. You can transition from stirring the dough to kneading it with your hands. It should come together easily and be wet enough to roll into balls that will then be wrapped into mooncake dough.
We're at 653 grams, so if we're gonna make 10 mooncakes, that's 65 grams per filling ball. So I'm going to now weigh out those portions of filling. Okay, so that's 65 grams. So I'm just going to squeeze this together, form a ball, and I will continue doing that 9 more times until I have 10 portions of filling. Okay, so now we've divided the filling. We're gonna do the same exact thing with the dough. This dough has been resting in the refrigerator. It is easier to work with when it's chilled. So it's 472, so it's about 47 grams for each piece for 10 pieces. Okay, now it's time to assemble these mooncakes. So I have a mooncake mold here. You can see the pattern. It comes with multiple pattern plates that just lock into place, and so you can make mooncakes with lots of different designs. The most important first step is to flour the inside of this to make sure that the mooncake comes out. So I'm gonna put quite a bit in there. And then I'm just gonna like tap it around, not just the pattern plate, but also the sides. And then you're gonna wanna tap out the excess so that you don't have chunks of flour on your mooncake. So I will tap it out. So that's a pretty nice, clean, floured inside. I'm gonna take one of the dough balls and roll it out into about a 4 to 5 inch circle. And you might see some cracking, that's okay. That's why we have the bench scraper, because it's gonna help us scrape this up off the surface. And it doesn't have to be a perfect circle, because as you're gonna see in a second, forming the mooncake is not like an exact science. So I have a filling ball here. Let's pick up the dough. And then I'm gonna place it on top of the filling, flip it over, And now I'm just gonna kind of work the dough around the filling. So like, it doesn't have to be perfect. You can even like rip pieces off and just kind of squeeze it all around the filling. So as you can see, it looks kind of lumpy at this stage, and now we're just going to smooth it out. So I'm just gonna kind of work it between my hands. Nice round and smooth ball, and then I'm gonna roll it. And there you go, you have a really nice smooth ball here. And then I'm just gonna lightly flour that. This will also help it come out of the mold. And now I'm ready to put the mold on top. So I'm just gonna place it on top, and then I'm gonna press the mold down until it makes contact with the work surface. I'm applying even pressure, and then just slowly take it out. And there you have it, a beautiful mooncake.
My favorite part of making mooncakes is choosing the design for each one. Every one is its own special little snowflake. So we made the rest of the mooncakes, transferred them to a baking sheet, and got them ready for the oven. A key step before they go in is splashing them with some water. The best way to do this is to get a clean spray bottle and mist them, but we actually just flick water on them using our hands, and this works great. Then they go into the oven at 325 degrees Fahrenheit for just 5 minutes. From there, brush them with a light egg wash of egg yolk and water and put them back in the oven. Lower the temperature to 300 degrees Fahrenheit and bake them until they're light golden. So I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but at this point your mooncakes technically aren't ready to eat yet. As they sit overnight, the oil from the filling absorbs into the dough and gives the mooncakes that signature burnished, shiny look. But if you want to break one open right out of the oven, we totally get it.
Okay, so you saw how delicious that whole process was, and you saw how easy they were to make. Let's cut one open and try it. I have my mom here. The whole reason why I was able to do this recipe is because last year she made us make mooncakes on our own, which was very good.
Yes.
And
And
now-
this year is like a breeze.
Yeah, you're
It's
not
like-
the only one doing it this year. Okay, let's cut these. And you see what you think.
This
Look
is
at
what
that.
we have.
Oh, look at that. That looks very nice.
Mmm.
It's very good.
Mm-hmm.
Very pleasant.
Yeah, I think it's so good. The flavor is like pure pecan pie. I mean, it's like, it tastes like Thanksgiving, it tastes like fall. They're actually kind of dangerous because I can't eat a whole regular mooncake, but I could eat a whole one of these.
From the look of it,
It looks
is
Chinese.
It is very much like a Chinese mooncake. It is very nice. It's a very nice creation. Hope you like it.
Hey, Daddy! You want a pecan pie mooncake?
This one, no doubt, hands down. This is it.